How you doing, guys? Welcome to another episode. And finally, we're doing the installation on the big brake kit. So first thing, jack up the car, jack stands, block your rear tires, and I'm gonna remove the tire, my spacer, and then I'm gonna show you step by step the installation for the big brake kit. So calipers are over there. You can see they're ready, and obviously I already went through all these. Fastbrakes send me the whole deal. This is the big rotors. Okay, this is the brackets, bolts, washers, rings. Fast brake, they have the whole deal. You don't have to do anything else. They have this adapter. You put them on the hub, and then it's gonna be around here. So your rotor is right in the middle, which is really convenient. They already have everything on it. And things that you're gonna need when you start doing the installation: torque wrench. I'm gonna use some Permatex brake parts lubricant, so this is really good. I'm gonna use some thread locker. Obviously, I have my all the hardware for the brakes, brake pads, and everything is in here. So let's start doing this, guys. First thing, and sorry about the wind, guys. If you catch a lot of wind, installation is really easy. But if you're not sure, don't do it, because you have to bleed the brakes. You have to make sure that your brakes, your new setup is gonna work properly. So make sure that you know what you do. And if you do this watching the video, just like I said, I'm not responsible for whatever happens to your vehicle. So make sure that you're gonna do this right, because you might get into an accident. So on the rear we have two 70 millimeters on the back. We have to remove those, and we removed in one shot the whole thing. Okay, guys, I already loosened up these two 17 millimeters, one here, one on the bottom. uh, these two are attached to the bracket for your caliper. Remove those two, you move everything out of the way. But before you do that, you have one 12 millimeter right here. It's for the bracket for the brake line. Remove that one too, and you can set everything out of the way. Remove your whole caliper, set it aside, and like that you're gonna have all the axes. I'm not running those two screws for the rotor, because that's just to keep the rotor in place. So I'm not using those two no more. Make sure that the hub is clean before you do the installation, or probably you're gonna have to trim or vent your dust shield. This car doesn't have a shield, because last time that I did my wheel bearings, I removed it. Obviously in this one, this is a press bearing. You have to remove the whole knuckle and press out the bearing, and press in the new one. So when I did that, I removed everything, and if you can see here, we don't have a dust shield. What you gotta do is grab your bracket, and in this case, if your bracket, you can see right here, the bracket it doesn't have the holes right in the middle. Fast brakes put the holes like that, because it's this side where you have the smallest gap is gonna be towards the outside of the car. So in this case, you have to put your bracket that way. So this one is gonna be closest to the rim, and the big gap is gonna be closest to the engine. Okay, guys, so now that we know which way the bracket goes, it goes like this, with the gap closest to the rim side. So to the outside, it's gonna be on the back of your knuckle, like this, on the back of the holes. Okay, but before we do that, we have the two small bolts provided by Fastbrakes, with the washer, with the small washers. Everything's gonna be included in the kit, but this is the two that you have to use for this. They're gonna go first in here. Okay, they're gonna go in there, and then the bracket is gonna be on the back side. Before you do that, make sure that you put some thread locker on the threads. Okay, then grab your bracket and put the bolt through. And then this is the second one. You don't have to put a lot, but put some on the threads, and to the bracket. We gotta torque it down to 40 foot-pounds, these two bolts. Okay guys, the next step is gonna be this adapter. Okay, if you can see this adapter, it has two sizes. This side is rounded and this side is flat. So the flat side, it has to be against the hub. You need that ring to put your rotor in place, and it's not gonna move, it's gonna stay in place. That's one of the things that I like about Fastbrakes, because they provide everything for this installation. You don't have to do anything else. Grab your rotor, put it in place. Okay, then you can grab one of the lug nuts, put it on so you can secure your rotor, because now you're not gonna use those little screws no more to hold the rotor in place, because these rotors, they don't have the holes. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab the long bolt with the long washer, and I'm gonna put some, just a little bit of thread locker. Right here, put thread locker, and put this one in place too. Okay, make sure that you put the washers on and torque it down the same specs, 40 foot-pounds. You're gonna grab your brake pad, and you're gonna have one with the wear out indicator right here. That one, try to put it on the back, so you know, because if you put it on the front, you're gonna see this metal on the front side, on the bottom, and I don't think it looks good. So try to put this one on the back side and this one on the front. Grab some of the Permatex or whatever you're using, put it on the side of the brake pad and on the other side as well. Put it inside. Okay, same thing for the other pad. Put a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. Grab your pad, put it inside. That one too. Okay, the next step, once you have your pads in place, grab the pins, put it through the pad, on the holes of the pad, and then on the other hole, it's gonna go all the way through. Okay, the next step, you're gonna grab your clip, and this clip is gonna be with the two large size is gonna be facing up, because this one in the middle is gonna go through the little pin. Okay, so you put it like that on the bottom, and then once you go through the middle, push down, and then you can push it to the other side. Okay, once you have those pins in, they have to come out on the other side. Put it through the holes. Okay, and then you're gonna have to push it in so you can put it through the hole. It has a little hole in the middle. Okay, so now the whole installation is finished. On this side is grab the brake line, disconnected from the old caliper, connected to this one. Okay guys, so now I break loose the bolt right here for the brake line, and the new kit came with that bolt for the brake line and the two washers. So it's gonna be bolt, washer, brake line, and then another washer. So basically I just got to do that quick. I don't want to make a mess, and make sure that the bleeder valve on these calipers is on top. Okay, and I'm gonna try to do this quick just because I don't want to make a mess. This is the messiest part of the job, and plus I don't want to put some brake fluid on the new caliper. So grab this quick, put it through your caliper, and don't over tight this one, guys, because if you over tight this one you might crack your caliper, and then everything goes to the trash because you're gonna need a new caliper. So make sure that you just, it's gonna be like around 12 foot-pounds, but in this case I'm just gonna close it until those two little washers they crash, because that's the only thing you need to do, crash them, and then you're gonna have a good seal. But after I start bleeding the brakes, I'm gonna press on the brakes, make sure that I don't have any leaks. If I have a little leak in there, the only thing that I need to do is just tighten them up just a little bit more, but don't do a lot, because the last thing that you want to do is crack this part of the caliper. Hey guys, so installation is finished. I just need to bleed the brakes, and everything over here is done. Put my spacer on because I'm gonna need the spacer. Next thing is the spacer. A spacer is in place. I just have to torque it down to specs. Okay guys, so now the spacer is torqued down. Let's put the wheel, see how it looks. Just be careful because you don't want to scratch the paint on your new calipers. Well guys, I tried to put the wheel, but it didn't fit. So I'm lucky enough to have different wheels on the back. I know for a fact that those they're gonna fit, and let me tell you why. They didn't fit because if you can see it right there, the barrel is smaller than on the rim. So actually 17-inch rims are recommended, but you can see that 17-inch rim, they didn't fit. I tried to put it on and it was touching the caliper and it scratched it right there a little bit. But I mean, no, I don't mind on that. So what I'm gonna do is grab this one, because I know that this one they had a larger barrel, and I'm gonna have to do a tire rotation, put those on the rear, those on the front to fit my big brakes. So my recommendation for you, lucky enough I have different rims, and those the barrel inside is larger. My recommendation, before you start painting and before you start doing any different installation, make sure that you have big rims. This is 17, but unfortunately, you know, they didn't fit. It's very small in the inside. Okay guys, if you can see, my rear rims fit, so I have no problems. So I'm lucky, I'm really lucky on this one, because if the other rims that I have will be the only ones I have, all four corners, I will be crying right now. Everything is good. Now I had to go remove the rim. I was just checking. I had to remove the rim and bleed the brakes. I'm not gonna show you that. I show you that so many times. So guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.